Welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast show. We're going to start it off like I like to my skit from Harlem Nights.
Okay, Ray, here's the deal.
Check it out.
I got a call from a friend of mine by the name of Bugsy Calhoun. He told me you're sitting on a little gold mine here. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's always going to be after-hour places. And we pretty much leave them alone when the money's not that significant, but you guys are doing about $10,000, $15,000 a week. I mean, that's a lot of money. And to be perfectly honest, Mr. Calhoun and myself want some of it.
How much money are you talking about, you maggot motherfucker?
Well, you guys are doing $15,000 a week. Let's say our cut is $10,000.
You're robbing us, you son of a bitch.
No. You're robbing the system, Ray. What do you want, sympathy from me? You're criminals, for Christ's sake. I think it's a pretty fair deal. I wanted more. But Bugsy said it was fair. I mean, he's a real softy, Bugsy. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd give you jigs just enough money to function. So when I see you guys with the fancy suits and cars and nice houses, and I'm living in a fucking hovel! I mean, that bothers me. So what do you say, Ray? We got a deal or what?
So do you say we got a deal or what?
That bothers me.
That bothers me. Oh my goodness. I like how he's so calm and then he yells and then he goes back to being calm. Oh my goodness, that's classic. Welcome to Malik Conversations with Malik podcast show, coming to you from the Empire State, New York City. Mm-hmm. I'm glad to have you and thank all you who are listening and watching this show. This podcast is about the stories of transformation of regular people during the basic struggle and pain of everyday life. Everyone has a testimony. We all have survived the darkness. Now let's talk about how we got to the light so we can help our brothers and sisters who still haven't overcome their demons. Well, guess what, Jeff Joes? Mm-hmm. We all have devils on different levels. So through conversations, we use the tools of insight to light the path of hope. Let's have a chat and stop running from our issues. If we live through them, then talking about it probably won't kill us.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Talking, crying, looking inward so that we can grow outward is the theme of the show. Mm-hmm. The caterpillar transforming into the butterfly is the goal and the purpose of this podcast.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about you, I learn about me.
Exactly.
Iron sharpens iron.
Steel sharpens steel.
So that we can cut through the fog of despair into the hope of today. Welcome to Conversations with Malik. Before we start today's show, don't forget to follow us and check us out on our website, convoswithmalik.com, convoswithmalik.com. There you will find all of our social media links, videos, past shows, everything you need is there to find out about what we're doing in the future and everything. And here I got with me my main shit stain.
Yes, sir.
I got my co-host, Jeff Jones. What's up, brother?
What's good, baby? What's good, baby? Here they clapping.
They clapping in the back.
When they hit me come on, they start clapping. Yo, what's good, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing, man?
Man, I had a wonderful day last night, man. At this party, man. DJ Lennox's wife.
Yeah.
Had a nice birthday party.
Yeah.
Invited us, you know. I enjoyed myself, brother.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed myself. I had fun, man. Like, you know,
you was in rare form.
Man, let me tell you something, man. When they let this animal out the cage, my brother, You know what I'm saying? That grizzly got to beat his chest, man. You know?
Okay.
But don't hurt nobody.
Yeah,
Without
well-
hurting nobody, though.
Well,
you know?
Grizzlies beat their chest. King Kong beats his chest too.
And you know what kills me, man? You go to these parties these days, man. You see all these brothers, man. Sisters dancing by themselves. They wear this nice stuff to come out to enjoy themselves with hopes that a brother or a sister will come up and approach them, step to them, tell them how beautiful they look.
Right.
And it's just crazy, man. You just see all these sisters, they by themselves, dancing by themselves and stuff like that. You see all these brothers, they into their own selves.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yo, I thought that only happens in Georgia.
I got that one. Yeah, I got that. I like how you slid that in.
My God.
But I don't know. You know what it is? I think guys just think they're too cool for themselves. You know, that wasn't our generation, man. My generation, we were like, listen, we were vultures. You wasn't getting out of a party.
And they might think they might think sisters is mean too. You know the way sisters sometimes look.
But
they might think
we didn't care.
We
back
didn't
in
care
the house
back
parties in Queens.
back then we didn't care.
You remember the basement parties? Come on, it was mean and sweaty and hot and oh my goodness.
And a lot of us made a fool of ourselves too. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to approach a sister, but we didn't care.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't care about that.
Listen. You know, getting girls is like being a hitter in Major League Baseball. A hitter's considered a good hitter if he's has a 300 average. 300 average means you only succeed 3 out of 10 times.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, man, we had fun last night. It's good to get out. And you know, we're gonna start with a little current events, man, and you know, and I heard the brother, you know, on the hip hop scene, we heard the brother Rick Ross, man, you know, that he's home now and he's doing better. That's
God.
good to hear.
Thank God. Praise the Lord on that. You know. You know, praise the Lord. I mean, his background was definitely a entrepreneur. You know, he believed in self-made. You know, he believed in making certain that a lot of his artists become bosses themselves.
Right.
You know, so I hate to have lost another one, man. You know, so we just lost Prodigy too.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep.
Right.
And, you know, to lose these guys because of their health and things of that nature is bad, man.
Yeah, you got to listen. You know, and I see he lost a lot of weight. But, you know, I don't know what he's doing. And Rick, brother, you know, I don't know you. I don't know people from your circle. But obviously this is a sign, Joes.
It's got to be a wake-up call.
That you need to change something.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that you need to change, whether it's your diet, whether you need to exercise more, whether you need to take more time out for yourself.
Right.
Or when we talk about diet, I'm also talking about the stuff that you're putting into you.
Right.
So the things that you're inhaling, the things that you're drinking, brother, you might have to, and I don't know. I don't know you. I don't, you know, I watch what I don't assume that I know people. But, you know, you smoking that loud and that purple and you're drinking.
And these guys, let me tell you something. These guys go in, man. Like, we go into a party and stuff like that. After a couple of drinks, man, we tipsy. The first thing we go get after that is water maybe about an hour before we get to our cars to drive back home. Because, we know we just concerned about ourselves, making certain that we get to our destination, you know, safely. But these guys, man, when they do these parties, man, you remember these guys, you know, they hang out with a certain kind of caliber of people, and
they getting bent.
They getting bent.
Sipping
they got the
on
money.
scissor.
Yeah, man, and they won't. You know, flossing is something that, of course, is in their nature because, you know, they're entertainers. You know, so they want to floss. And, you know, with that being said, man, a lot of these guys, man, they consume a lot of stuff inside of their bodies. You know, and I think health is very important. Very important, man, to keep your health, and having a healthy regimen is important. And a lot of these entertainers, man,
they're not doing that.
You know.
Yeah, brothers, listen, take care of yourselves, man. Us as black men, take care of ourselves, make sure we going to the doctor regularly. We know there's a lot of positivity. This brother's doing well.
Yeah.
And he's employing people and giving opportunities. So listen, brother, stay around, man. We need you around. We we in the midst of the struggle right now.
Yes, sir.
So with the political climate, so we need as many people around, and he's doing a lot of things in the community too. He's opening businesses, employing people,
he's giving back, and those type of brothers, you gotta commend him.
He's opening wing stops, and you hearing his records. He's talking about buying whole projects, and he he's buying I think he's buying car washes and stuff. I just hear about him doing a lot of stuff.
I like Rick Ross. I like everything he's done.
Yeah.
I followed him when he was coming up. When he was doing things with DJ Khaled, out in Miami, he did a lot of supporting them out there, in terms of giving back to the community.
Good.
It's rough out there in Little Haiti, man.
Yeah, it's rough out there.
He takes care of them, and I like Rick Ross, man. I like not only for that, but I like his music in general. He even he employs a lot of the unknown name producers. He don't go after the big guys. He go after the small guys to be able to come up and stuff like that. That's doing tracks and stuff like that. I like Rick Ross, man, and I'm glad he made it home, man. Welcome back, Rick Ross.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to you, man. We're gonna keep moving on and touch about a couple things on the political scene. We got Trump and this Stormy Daniels. So Trump, 10 years ago, he was married at the time. Okay, he was married at the time to his current wife. He had this, allegedly he had this hot and steamy relationship with this porn star, Stormy Daniels.
Yes, sir.
And 11 days before the election, his lawyer paid $130,000 of hush money to her. And this court documents, it was sealed in court. They used a alias for the defendant, and the initials were DD, and it was some crazy name, but the email that it came from was from a Trump organization's email that was going back and forth between the lawyers. So that's tied to Trump. And then, everybody's asking, well, it had to be something, because why would your lawyer pay somebody $130,000? It had to be for you, because that's your lawyer.
What was the answer? I mean, was there ever an answer it had to be.
It's obvious it's Trump.
Let me ask you this. What happened to, this, allegedly, this affair? What happened to his wife? His wife knew about this as well?
Listen, his wife knows now. If he was covering it up, she knows now. And that's why you don't see her with him a lot. And when you see them together, I saw them walking out the other day. It was him, his wife, Mike Pence, and his wife. And Mike Pence, vice president, was holding his wife's hand. And Trump and his wife weren't holding hands. And I've never seen them hold hands.
Yeah. There was even a video clip. I don't know if you saw it or, actually, to those who just picking up and tuning in right now, we're talking about, the
Trump and Stormy Daniels.
Yeah. I've seen videos actually of Trump where she kind of moved his hand.
Oh, yeah, she hit his hand away. Oh,
yeah.
No, Joe's, that wasn't a kind of move.
Right.
I'm going to put my hand out. Put your hand out to me.
Yeah.
She slapped it away.
Hands. I saw that
As
video.
if to say, yo, you're 4 yards in front of me. You see other people walking with their wives. Now you slow down for me because it dawns on you. And now you want to get that out of here. See, one thing about women can't be phony. They're too emotional.
Exactly. But you know, the thing about it is, like, they don't realize that
They don't care if the whole
cameras-
world's watching.
cameras are picking up on everything.
Women don't care. When women are emotional, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever like, you ever with somebody or you with wifey or whatever it is, and even when you were younger, you was with a girl or whatever it is, y'all
Right.
just date, go to the movies,
Uh-huh.
and they get mad about something and want to argue right there.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, okay, why don't you wait until we like maybe get off the bus,
Right.
or get out of the
Yeah, I mean, that's just-
hallway of
that's
the
just-
movie, and then we could kind of, and they like, no,
There's no rules to that.
No,
when it comes
not
to
with
women.
them.
You know, they don't. There's no rules to that.
on and popping right here.
Even if there was rules, they breaking them shit. You know what I'm saying? They breaking them shit. They don't care how many cameras is looking.
No.
But you know, they gotta for somebody that's in office, man. I mean, Trump, he's been in
Everything.
He's been in so much since he's been in office.
It's starting to get like, goodness gracious, what now?
Yeah.
Something all the time, every week.
Yeah.
And the Republicans, they cried foul when, Bill Clinton, had his situation with Monica Lewinsky
Oh yeah.
when she was honoring the president
Mm-hmm.
in the Oval Office. They went crazy over that. Cheated on, it was right. They was on some moral high ground. They're not on a moral high ground with Trump.
Right.
Isn't the hypocrisy is really like,
Yo, that's deep, man.
yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. And your man OJ got now check this out. Let me say something about OJ. This show that he did before he went to jail.
Right.
So they're supposed to be airing it now.
Lost Confessions.
Jeff Jones, talk to me, man. What's going on with
Yo,
this
man.
thing?
I mean, I think me personally, well, with this show here, he had to do the show. He really had to. This is the Lost Confessions. The interview is part of a campaign. So he really had to do it. I'm sure he took some money for it. This was a good payday for him. He just have to do it. But bringing that all
He had to
back,
you saying he has to let them
Yeah.
drop this,
yeah,
or he might have had some contractual obligations that now he has to fulfill.
Oh yeah.
But do you think this is I don't know, man.
I mean, for
I
him
would
to-
just want to lay low. Well, what is this
I
thing
would wanna-
about? What
I
is
would-
it totally about?
Well, it's basically about everything that
He's
was
talking
discussed.
about
He's talking
the trial
about
and what happened.
and what happened and stuff. And these are supposed to be some lost confessions. So there's some things that he never talked about that he should be.
He's giving inside,
Yeah.
inside sneak peek
Right.
into, not sneak peek, but he's giving like a. He's saying like, okay, I know you've seen all these specials, but nobody could tell it like me
Right.
because I'm OJ.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this.
Because I heard at one point of the thing, he's he's giving a narration, and they asked him, "Well, if you would have done it, what would have you done?" And then he started talking as if he had did it. And one of the things he said, "I would have brought an accomplice," and people suspect that there was accomplished in the first place, based on how brutally both
Right.
of them was killed.
Right.
They was killed brutally.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But this has to be done. This is airing March 11th on Fox.
This Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
That's interesting.
It's a 2-hour special.
2-hour special.
Yeah.
Ooh, so they're gonna get into some info.
They're gonna get into some stuff. It's a 2-hour special, which will mark the first time the interview is seen on TV. The special has been scheduled to be blunt, revival. Straight up, no chaser, basically. So, I mean, that's what they saying. We'll see. It could be the same exact thing. Again, he he had to do this because he took money for it. He was scheduled to do it. He had to do it. You know, he might not even really care about this. He might not even, because we don't know. I mean, Trump. Look what Trump is going through. I mean, look. It's like, we don't know, man. Some people just don't care about certain things. You know, OJ may not care about doing this. You know, he may not care about doing it. You know, but he took a check for it.
Right.
He has to. This has to air. So, you know, bringing all this thing back after he served his time and all this, I don't know, son. I don't know. I would just lay low.
Right. That's what I would do. Why he didn't lay low when he got off before? I would have moved to another country that's less racist.
Yeah.
I would have went to a chill place where you just not considered a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I would have just, man, forget all of this stuff that he got arrested for his trophies and Heisman rings and all of this memorabilia. I'd have left all of that stuff. So what? I'm free. What is wrong with you, OJ, man? I don't know, man. OJ, listen. You know what? And I'm not even rooting. Like, I don't know if I was ever rooting for OJ. I think I was kind of rooting for the cause of just to see a brother beat the system and win. To beat the system at its own game.
Right.
But I don't think I was ever really had any sentimental attachment to OJ the person.
You think without them lawyers, it would have been the same?
Because OJ is, you know, well, without the lawyers, no. No, Johnny Cochran is an angel.
Yeah.
Johnny Cochran is, whoo,
Yeah.
one in a million, baby. But OJ is like, you know, I ain't black. I'm OJ. Okay. I love that from now. You know, I ain't black. I'm OJ. Really?
That Cochran firm is deep, son.
Okay, OJ. All right, OJ. So OJ, be OJ and be who you are. You ain't black, so then I ain't down with you.
Right.
You know, bye, peace. Let's move on to something black. Black Panther.
Oh.
Yo, listen. The reason I know we touched on it in the last show, and Black Panther's still doing well. It's looking like it's gonna break records, but this brother Ryan Coogler, I've really been looking into him, and this show, you know, is about stories of hope. And he went from living in his car to becoming Marvel's youngest filmmaker. This is current history. We talk about a lot about black history and what our people, the amazing things our people have done. But history is also in the making, Jeff Jones.
Yes, sir.
We're living in one. These are questions that your grandkids are going to answer in school.
Right.
Yo, this is going to be on the test.
Yeah.
They're going to do reports on him.
I believe that.
They are, because it's history.
Yeah. Where this brother came from, man, for him to be where he's at right now, it's big, son.
2013, he gained attention and acclaim at the Sundance Film Festival with his release, you know, Fruitville Station, which was a good movie. Now, just 5 years later, the 31-year-old is being hailed by IndieWire as the next generation Steven Spielberg after the success of Black Panther. So listen. He's 31. We got another 40 years. Hopefully I can live another 40 years. But the next part of my life, I'm going to have this brother alive putting out movies that represent me. We're in good hands, Jeff Jones.
Yes, sir.
His relationships with the film storyline date back to his childhood in Oakland, California. So that's kind of why part of the movie was depicted in Cali. He tells NPR that as a kid, he often hung out at a comic book shop near his school where he was handed his first copy of Black Panther after inquiring about comic books with black people. Wow. He explains that until college, he had aspirations to play football and become a doctor. I'm so glad you didn't become a football player
So basically, he wanted to become a football player
or a doctor.
or a doctor.
I'm so glad we don't need no more football players. Sorry. As a student athlete at St. Mary's College, Kugler took a creative writing class in which he wrote about a time his father also bled to death in his arms. Afterward, his professor called him into her office and asked what he wanted to do with his life. This is deep, man. He explained that he wanted to be a doctor, but his professor convinced him to consider screenwriting instead. Listen.
So his doctor convinced him.
His professor.
His professor.
Yeah. When St. Mary's canceled its football program, Kugler transferred to Sacramento State on scholarship. Good. Thank you, St. Mary's. And I love football. I'm a football guy. But thank you, because we would have never got Black Panther.
Wow.
So he went to USC film school. It was either go play wide receiver, he says. I was short. My prospects weren't the highest. So I jumped off that cliff and drove to L.A. During his first semester at USC, he lived out of his car for a whole semester.
Damn. So he got dressed. He did everything in his car.
In his car.
Brushed his teeth, took a shower.
Well, I don't know if he took a shower in the car. Unless he was washing with radiator fluid. I get what you're saying.
So basically, you say, I mean, according to this right here, his professors who really influenced him.
Yeah. And that's why you got to get around other people.
Yeah.
I encourage young people to get around people so they can influence you.
Exactly.
He used his experience as inspiration for a series of short films, including Fig, which chronicles the story of a prostitute trying to positively change her life while raising a daughter. That film is from deep research, he tells Filmmaker Magazine. I spent Christmas break on the streets and got a lot of stories. See, that's what we are doing.
Right.
That's what we are doing.
Right.
I never want to shy away from the truth. After his first semester, an unarmed African-American male named Oscar Grant was shot to death by a police officer in Kugler's hometown of Oakland. You know, that transpired to him doing Fruitville Station.
Right.
With a low budget of $900,000, you know, he recruited some of his friends to do the project. It's hot, man. You know, and you know, and listen, the rest is history, man. He did Creed, right? And once he did Creed with Sylvester Stallone, then it was like, okay, because Creed was a good movie.
How did that movie do? Creed.
Creed did well. And Stallone said it was a leap of faith because he wasn't totally convinced this guy could do it. He told the Los Angeles Times it was a leap of faith. You know, Kugler was just 29 at the time. But he went with him, man. And
it worked.
Man. He had an estimated $200 million budget to do Black Panther. You talking about the stars aligning, this brother, listen. I just want to say something to people that don't stay too focused on where you're at. It's about what you're doing and where you're trying to go.
Right.
Don't focus too much on where you're at, because your outward conditions don't necessarily reflect where your inward drive and motivation is going to take you, Joes.
Exactly. I agree.
It don't. And look at this guy. He was homeless. His father died in his arms. Listen, when I was young and my father died, I went the wrong way. And he stayed on positivity. He stayed.
And that must be tough, too, because you lose somebody, your parents, that could take you another direction.
Another direction.
Totally another direction.
It took me in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
When I was younger. I started wilding.
It's not uncommonly.
I was a good kid before my father died.
I mean, did that happen? Did you feel like it was because of your father that you started wilding, or?
Yeah, because my father kept me. Because I've always been like a lion, but my father kept me tamed and on point.
As soon as he passed away, it was different.
Yeah, because now my mother had to work. My mom wasn't around. So now life, I went from having a stay-at-home mom keeping me with structure. Now she had to work. And then I'm in a lot of pain. It's the mid-80s, mid-80s, Jamaica, Queens, hip-hop. And then the drug scene was just exploding.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect storm.
When he passed away to when you transformed to being this person.
It was just like, it was all of those factors. Here you have a bitter young man that's hurt. Now you got a lack of structure. And now you got drugs heavy on the scene.
Was there anything that your mother could do to be able to get you to, to look the opposite direction instead of?
She tried. I mean, I came from a good home. She tried. She tried everything. She tried everything, man. My mother even wanted to move. She wanted to move to this nice community in Connecticut. And I told her if we moved, I'd run away.
How about your siblings? I mean, as far as your siblings,
my sisters was good. My sisters, none of them got into anything.
I mean, but did they, because they was older, did they?
That's a good question.
Like, for instance, try to help mom to help you.
Oh yeah, they tried.
I'm sure there was a lot of arguing with them back and forth, and you wouldn't listen. You just was hard headed then. You just wasn't listening.
Bitter. Really bitter. I loved my pops, man.
That's deep. Because it was the opposite for me, I mean, it was totally opposite for me and my mom and stuff,
But you were older.
Yeah, I was older. My brother was the person that was on the streets more. He was out there. He was selling, stealing, and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, man, part of life, man. It's part of life. It's part of growth, and there's lessons that we learn through it. And
he learned his lesson.
Yeah,
and this brother did a good job, man.
That's why we got to be thankful for everything that we have and everything that we got going for us, and utilize what we have going for us to get us to move forward. I think that's important. I mean, he, his professor is the one that inspired him.
Gave him direction.
But
he listened. He listened. Shout out to you, Ryan Coogler. Keep up the good work. We need you.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I supported
100%.
your movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to get Jeff Jones over here to go.
Yeah, I need to go. I really need to go, son.
Yo, if you don't go next week.
No, I'm trying to go this Tuesday.
We're going to whip you in the back.
I'm trying to go Tuesday, man. I'm trying to catch the early morning show. I heard it's $7.
Holy. Really?
That's what I heard, man. I heard that early morning Tuesdays is usually like $7.
Oh, Jesus. You going to go to sleep in there. I hope you don't fall asleep, man. Don't fall asleep on the movie, man. Yo, so listen, I got a question. I got a couple of questions about relationships because there's a lot of relationship stuff going on before we get later into our topic about why African Americans are so slow to get help for themselves in different areas. So a couple questions. Let's go through this.
Okay.
If a couple gets divorced, why should the man have to move out?
It's interesting.
Why?
Well, my thing about that is the process that a man have to deal with when it comes to getting over a long-term relationship can be a bit lengthy. Therefore, the only way to have a peace of mind is to make the first move. You know, do the man have to move out? No,
But in most cases,
because the way we take things, our emotions is a little bit different.
why? But why do the courts be like, okay, you got to leave, and the mother stays there with the children? Why? Because she's the mother.
Well,
Because she's mom and maternally, that's better for the kids to not be separated for their mom, but to be separated from their father.
technically, as long as the mother is not on drugs or abusive,
Right.
technically that the mother is the custodial guardian of the children.
So she has those rights over
She
the
has
father.
those rights.
Why? Because she bore the children for 9 months? Because they was in her womb for 9 months?
That's a good question. I mean, that's just the law. That's just the law.
Wow. That's an actual law?
Yeah, that's how it usually works. Now the father could fight for custodial rights, joint custody, things of that nature.
But they still going to live with the mom.
They're still gonna live with the mom. Yeah. But sometimes you have women that goes through things, even if they pass this point where they've been through the courts and they have custodial rights of the children. Sometimes you get women that that falls bitter afterwards, and they don't follow those rules because there's rules. For instance, like if there's joint custody, of course the father have to make those arrangements to see the child.
Right.
And if let's say, for instance, even if that child is going out of state with the mom that has the custodial rights of those children, the father has to know that the child can't travel.
Right.
Yeah. So there's rules to all of that. There's rules to all of that. I mean, that's definitely a real good question. I mean, why does it has to be like that?
Because that's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. It's like the women got the
Why is the
right
sky
over
blue,
everything.
Malik?
Women got the rights over everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of those why is the sky blue type questions.
Yeah, it's like,
because it's blue.
yeah, man. It's like women got the right over everything, man. And that's crazy, though.
Jeff looked at me like, man.
It's just
That's why.
it's just crazy. I mean, I used to ask myself why too.
Because it is. Why is this room red?
Exactly.
Because we painted it.
Because we painted it red. I mean, I used to ask why too. And some people could probably respond to that. That's really deep. Some people could respond to that probably a little bit different, but it's just that women, they have the rights to a lot.
Okay, so now check this out. So, if he or she gets remarried, how do you feel about the new spouse disciplining the kids? Let me tell you something.
Wow.
I think one of the reasons why, even when we've been mad and I've been thinking about, man, I'm leaving, man. I'm out, man. Can't take this no more. It's getting on my damn nerves. Damn cunt, slut, getting on my nerves, right?
Right.
And I'm mad to the highest level of pissivity. There's just one thing that I never wanted, especially because I got daughters. I never wanted another dude
disciplining your children,
having authority.
They don't know that essence
over my kids.
They don't know that essence because your kids grew up with you. They know your upbringing. They know your essence. Something happened between you and mommy. Y'all decided to separate, go your both ways. She has custodial rights of the children. You have joint custody. She moved on with her life. There's another man living with her and around your children. Usually in cases like that, there's really nothing that you could really do. Actually, you won't even know if they just being disciplined.
Your kids are going to tell you.
Your kids is going to tell you, but a lot of times you would only hope that they get old enough and they don't live under that same roof.
Okay, but then right. But then are you gonna go talk to would you talk to the dude and be like, yo, man, listen, I would just appreciate any real deep issues that you just refrain from doing certain things because those are my kids. Let me know, I'll handle it.
I agree.
I mean, that's kind of my thing. I would be like, yo, listen, dog.
I agree.
I get that you're there. I get that she loves you now and y'all are together.
Because if you think about it,
And I don't even know if she loves you.
Right.
You might just be the fallback because she ain't with me no more, right? But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I would just appreciate. See, this is why. Because I'm not wired that way. Now, don't get me wrong. If she would have broke up with me and left, or things would have happened, I would have just had to deal with that reality.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about me actually making the conscious decision to put that reality into motion.
Right.
I wouldn't, that's something that has always like held me in check. Like, yo, I want to, if I can, let them just grow up with their parents there, right? But then the other part is that I'm just not I'm not wired a certain way to like, my kids call me crying, talking about daddy, he hit me, or Jeff.
Yeah.
I just not, I'm sorry, man. I can't, or some dude molesting my daughter.
Yeah.
When you got daughters and stuff walking around and they're butting and they're breasting.
Yeah, when you got girls, it's way different because those are girls.
They got to come out now they got to get, now my daughters could just come out with their towel over them because they know daddy's not violating them.
It's daddy.
But around another dude, now you got to get dressed in the bathroom. Or now you only going to take showers when he's not there.
Yeah. You see, sisters got to make, there is a such thing of moving on, when things happen between couples.
Right.
I just think, like, I'm not going to just say even sisters, men too. We just have to make conscious decisions who we put in our lives when we have children. There's a...
Right, so you saying the flip side. Like, even if we're the ones that move on.
I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be biased about it.
I get you.
So
should your girl be able to discipline your kids?
Right.
Oh, that's deep.
Right. I don't want to be biased about it.
Right.
I just feel like, I think on both sides, we should be conscious on who we put in our lives when we have children if we decide to move on, especially when they're small children. Big, small, I guess. I mean, if they're adults and they no longer live with you no more, I mean, should you think about that? Especially when you, like you said,
how would you manage that though? Like,
I mean,
would you tell her, yo, listen, they have a mother, let me and the mother handle?
I would definitely do it that way. Like you said, we're just not wired to do things a certain way. I would definitely. What you just said is 100% right. That's how I would do it. I mean,
that's sticky though.
Like me personally, man, I don't even like to, if I'm seeing somebody, I wouldn't even want to be introduced to your children unless I know that we're taking our interest to the next level.
Yeah. I think that's something everybody would have to work together. Because as the mom, if you marry me and my kids come over, you're not their mother, but you're motherly to them, and you treat them as if they're your own because you love me.
Right.
Then how do you tell them not to maybe scold them and say, hey, Tariq, no, that's wrong, and you need to apologize. Like, let's just say they go up to the school to pick them up from school, and the teacher goes, hey, Tariq wasn't listening.
To the mother or the father? The
stepmother.
The stepmother. Okay.
So what does the stepmother do? Just go, okay, all right, no problem. Thanks for telling me, and I'll tell his father. Or does she go, hey, you need to apologize to her?
Well, there has to be some type of disciplinary measures from the stepmother. It may not be that firm. I'm not saying pick up a belt and spank the shit out of him and fucking have him embarrassed. The nigga
Well, you
neck.
can't even do that no more.
You can't even do
You
that
used
shit
to
no more.
get.
Yo, right now, shit.
Yo, I seen this kid get whipped in my class.
I
My
mean, back
friend-
then it was different.
My friend got whipped.
I seen that shit all the time.
Yo, dog, you talking about crying?
Yeah, son.
We were crying. But my mother worked for the PTA, so she was in the building. So the teacher would just be like, "Do I need to send for Miss Turnage downstairs?" I'm like, "No," because I knew my mother was itching to whip me.
Yo, my mom was crazy, man.
Yo, what happened? You used to be able to get beaten.
Can't do that no more. The game is different now. Somebody catch you hitting the child, son, even looking out the window, yo, they made one phone call. One phone call to ACS, that's it. You be having
I look out of the
investigator
window,
right by
you
your
getting
side.
beat. I ain't calling.
It's like, yo, you don't even got to really take that mandated reporter exam anymore. Everybody's a fucking mandated reporter.
Self-mandated.
Self-mandated. Somebody's calling, son.
Nosy reporter.
Somebody's calling. But back to that question that you said, you know, there got to be some disciplinary measures if, you know, a case like that. You know, you're a step parent and the child is being disrespectful to teacher. This is school. Come on now. I'm going to go into the school and be like, yo, all right, okay.
I'll tell his mom.
Let me touch base with his mom when he gets it. Come on, what's the purpose of me going? Let the mother go.
But then that's something. Okay, so now that right. So right, good. So now that's something that if everybody's working together properly, maybe that step person feels.
Oh man, it helps.
Okay,
man.
I've gotten a green light.
Exactly.
Like if I know the dude is a good dude, and I'm like, yo, listen.
Exactly, man.
Y'all respect him. I don't expect you to respect him like you respect me, but I expect you to respect him.
Right.
That kind of puts the stamp.
Mm-hmm.
And then now between me and him, it's like, yo, dog, don't get too carried away.
Yo, with this
I will be imposing
Yo,
disciplinary
exactly.
actions on you.
Exactly. With this conversation, that it gets you to wonder, man, what people go through, man, when they have situations like this, yo.
That's sticky, man.
It gets you to
It's deep.
really wonder, man.
It's deep.
Because, you know, a lot of us go through some really harsh, bad separations, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what they say now, I don't know if you hear it, but is the niggas are the new bitches. That's what they say now. So it's not so much the women anymore that's trifling. Is actually the men. You know, like a man would tell a woman to, yo, take him for child support.
Yeah.
There's a man that'll tell a woman that.
Yeah. Yeah, but to kind of lighten the load on
To
him.
lighten the load on
when
him.
they move in.
Yeah,
He wants to use the other dude's income
exactly.
to help him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yo, so it's sticky, man. It's ugh.
So some of the stats is that so the rate of divorce in U.S. is actually peaked at about 40% around 1980 has been declining ever since. The probability of a first marriage lasting at least a decade was 68% for women and 70% for men between 2006 and 2010. Now check this out.
Mm-hmm.
The probability that they would make it 20 years was 52%
Oh,
for women and 56% for men. And people will make it to 20 years. Other estimates show that 3/4 of those married in the 1990s would make it at least 15 years compared with just 65% of those married in 1980. And if that current trend continues, the vast majority, about 2/3 of marriages will never divorce.
wow.
So how did we even get that half and half stat to begin with? Well, we can trace the original claim. This is according to Huffington Post, that the divorce rate is at 50% and climbing back to a 1980 census report. That report predicted that half of the couples married between 1976 and 1977 would eventually end up divorce and that the rates would only increase from there. But
hold on, is that a total between African Americans and Caucasians? Is that a total between both? I like to hear what's the total between just African Americans.
That's a good one. The percentage of African American
I mean, that might be a little different
divorce.
because you know what they say about us. You know,
What they
we
say about us?
we quick to throw in the towel.
You think?
Yo, we quick to throw in the towel, yo. That's what they say about us.
Yeah. Who say that?
Yo. Everybody say that.
Okay. So
You mean to tell me
no,
somebody
I got you. So
somebody could go through 20 years being married and want to throw in the towel after 20 years?
yeah.
That bad, huh?
So the divorce rate is at 70%. You're right. According to Euroweb.
70%?
Yep.
70%.
70%. That's according to Euroweb.
For African Americans.
Yeah. Now, these days. I didn't think it used to always be like that.
Yo, man, let me tell you something.
But so let's look. So marriage has been declining, but they say it's declining. That it's going down.
It's going down?
It's going down.
Does that mean that's more people divorcing?
It is also believed that a large percentage of black men marry white women. This is often cited as one of the causes of lower marriage rates among black women. This, however, is only partially true. While black men marry white women at twice the rate that black women marry white men, in 2014, only 14% of black men were married to a non-black woman, which is up from 11%. So it went up 3% in 2010.
So that's a biracial marriage, right? Like
yeah,
so,
or you married to a Asian or a Latino.
I like to know what the
Latino.
percentage is that.
You know, so okay, so I got it for you. So
Give me the percentage.
who black men marry?
Biracial marriages.
86% have a black wife. 3%, 4% have a Hispanic, and 7% have a white spouse,
Okay.
and 3% is just other.
All right. Well, hit me with the divorce now. The divorce.
No,
rate.
hold on. Now, black women marry, 94% have a black husband. This isn't bad. 4% a white husband.
Okay.
1% Hispanic. Wow, black women really don't go with Hispanic men.
Yo, but
That's something. And 1% other.
yeah, but let me ask you this: do we got anything in those facts that you read it right there?
Don't say nothing stupid.
Biracial. Give me the percentage of. Damn, I done forgot what I had to say.
Yeah,
give me
you
the
sure
percentage.
did because it was probably crazy.
Give me the percentage of how many. What's the number of?
What the hell I look like, Alexa? Yo, I'm doing the best I can here, man. I got a MacBook in front of me. I'm trying to inform the people, brother.
I was just kind of curious, man. It's like.
But look at this. They say the war on drugs and its effects on black marriage in the 1980s and 90s. This is deep. We're going to have to get into this.
Yeah. We probably got to get into that in another show.
We got to get into this because now we going down the rabbit hole and this is getting deeper.
Yeah, it's getting deeper. I just was thinking like maybe more black men stay with biracial marriages.
This is getting heavy.
Permanently. And they, of course, the divorce rate of black people.
Okay, so we're going to look that. We're
talk.
going to do a show on that.
Yeah, we'll do a show on that. There you go.
Yeah, because now there's a lot of tentacles Ooh, you getting deep, Jeff.
I'm just was curious because we was talking
That's
about
how your mind. You got one of those computer kind of minds.
I mean,
where
well,
you
we-
don't miss nothing.
while we was sitting here, we was talking about the ratio of divorces.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
now
like,
you want to break it down
I was
graphic.
trying to break it down graphic. Like,
But see,
you know?
that's your business mind right there. That's how you do your business and your
Man.
banking and your this. And you want to see everything on the spreadsheet.
listen.
So we're going to do that with this.
I don't need to see it. I can tell you right now. I bet you there's more. The rate for the divorces for minority is much, much more than the rate for the divorces for the biracial marriages.
You think biracial marriages stay together longer?
I think a man probably stay longer, or probably never even separate with a white person or a Hispanic person, son. That's what I think.
Okay. So
I don't
you know
have my
what?
facts. We'll talk about that on our next show.
So we're
tuning in.
gonna get into that next week.
We'll get it.
Yeah, and let's see where we at
There
with
you
it.
go.
And people listening, that's something for you to look up too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look into that. We need to see that. So okay. So look, is a prenup marriage? When you get a prenup before you get married, is that real marriage? Is that real love, or is that a business relationship?
I mean, when there's a lot of assets and money and circulating throughout a marriage,
Okay.
it's entitled to be protected, man.
Okay.
Does that mean it's a business relationship? Not at all. I mean, I believe.
But you just said assets and all that, so that's business. But go ahead.
I mean, you know, that's
No,
business.
I got you. I'm following you.
I mean, I believe, of course, a woman would think differently since they mostly have something against prenup. I mean, that's just my take on it. Yeah, I know I did say that, but come on, man. We don't got no money. If we was somebody and we married to somebody, we ain't got no real paper like that. I'm just talking about those entertainers,
Right.
those people with real money.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, the type of shit that happens in divorces and separate, they gotta save something. They gotta, you know, I mean, sure, I'd do a prenup if I was in that position of, you know, and yo, I gotta have something. You can't leave me bone dry. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you didn't help with.
Especially if you didn't help me.
I made it before I met you.
I made it before I met you.
And now you're going to
You didn't
leave
help.
and
I
take
mean,
me to
I
the.
really don't think anything is wrong with a prenup. You know, you talk about an entertainer and somebody that I met at, you know, at a fucking bodega, yo. You know what I mean? I met this chick at a bodega. You know, we connected.
Well, she was ordering a turkey.
She was ordering a hero. You know what I'm saying? When I'm eating caviar.
Turkey, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Son. Come on, son.
She was ordering a chopped cheese.
Come on, son.
And you
ain't-
came up behind on the line.
Yo, son, you ain't taking everything, son.
Gotcha.
You ain't taking everything.
She had a Metro card, too.
And even, yo, son, I'm the one that, she was beneath
you know
me.
there's nothing wrong with a Metro card.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but she was beneath me when I met her. You know what I'm saying? I
Beneath
brushed her off. She was beneath me when I met her in terms of, you know.
Cleaned her up.
I cleaned her up.
Took her shopping.
You know, we connected. You know, those be the ones I'm just, you know, this is the reason why I'm thinking like entertainers and people like celebrities.
What about if both people bringing something to the table?
If both people bringing something
Or what
to the
about
table,
you, the one she cleaning you up? Ooh.
I mean, I think it should still be the same way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because remember, the man is always left with nothing, son. The only person that's golden right now is Mary's ex-husband.
Oh, can do?
Can do is golden.
Yeah.
Can do is golden.
He getting paid?
He getting paid, son.
So whatever happened with that?
Left and right. A lot happened with that. Man. I mean, you know, I wish I had my information near me. We could take that to another show and we could touch on that quickly. But a lot happened with that. But basically, he won that whole case. She's paying him alimony. She's paying him all types of shit.
Damn.
I think he sees like every month about 160,000 or some shit like that every month.
Can do.
Yeah, can do is
How
in.
do you do?
Can do is in. She's in. He's in.
Can
You know,
do.
And
Can
that don't
does.
happen. That don't happen a lot.
Can
That doesn't happen a lot.
does.
You know. So
Damn.
with that being said, man, I mean, I don't have anything against prenup. I know, you know, sisters is a little bit sensitive when they hear that. You know, prenup. But at the end of the day, a man has to protect some of that asset, man.
Or a woman.
And a woman, yeah. I mean,
it works both ways.
I mean, a woman is always getting shit. They always get shit. They get the kids. They get the fucking house. You know what I'm saying? The woman, as long as the woman,
about to flip out.
yo, son, as long as the woman is not on drugs, you know, and not abusive, you know, not fucking burying herself with substance abuse, and you know, she's getting everything.
Wow.
Everything, son.
She's going to the cleaners.
Going to the cleaners. So we gotta protect it. Prenup, son. Prenup.
Well, listen, man. You know, I got another question, and this is something I really, really wanted to touch on because this is really, really, you know, plaguing in the community, and we're gonna do a part 2 of this, and I want to ask this question, and I want people who are listening, I want you to think about this, and we're gonna get in depth,
Right.
with this in the next show. I'm kind of giving you a prequel to our next show. Please tune in for our next show, okay? And we're interviewing some artists and some painters, and we got some great people coming on. We're lining up the interviews. Our website is going to be live next week. I'm happy.
Yes, sir.
We're here in the studio, and the studio is looking real nice and beautiful, and you're going to see pictures of the studio. Please go to convoswithmalik.com, convoswithmalik.com, and check out all of the things that we're going to be doing. And so why are African Americans so slow to get help for themselves in different areas? And we're going to touch on this next show. This is the topic of next show.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Why is it so hard for us to go to therapy? And my brother here, Jeff Jones, goes to therapy, and I've gotten forms of therapy and still do on different levels. I seek a lot of help. I get help. I get help from people in different areas that I need help in.
Right.
Why are African Americans so slow to, whether they're grievers, they lost a son or a daughter, to go get help grieving, to if they've been raped or molested, to go to therapy, if they, you know, have a gambling problem, whatever it is, going to see the doctor. Brothers don't want to go to the doctor.
Yep.
You know, we could go on and on and on and on and on, Jeff. Why are we so slow? This is an inventory question.
Yeah. And my thing on this is interesting because I hate to say this, but it's true. A lot of us men, especially, resist therapy. You know, we do that because of our egos, and we don't want to be transparent. You know, for some of us, man, we feel like talking to people is actually help us get by. Like myself, I feel talking to people help me get by. Maybe I shouldn't even include myself because I'm just a talker, you know? I always want to talk.
Right.
You know? But you'd be surprised what you could learn from somebody that you know, especially for somebody that you don't know. And I think therapy, it helps you see things in a different perspective.
Yes. It gives you, because you're in the picture,
Right.
so somebody outside the picture could take a look at.
Right.
So so it does, and I've watched you grow since you've been going through it. So I'm gonna have some questions for you, you know, for the next show, and we're gonna talk about, you know, how you've been helped, and talk about how I've been helped, and I want people listen. I want you to think about how you can get help. Or just look at some areas that you think you might need help in.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be, you know, your weight. It could be
good point.
You know, you not feeling that you're beautiful.
Right.
It could be
spiritual.
You know, because spiritual is the key.
And church ain't for everybody.
Church ain't for everybody, but
so where do you find it? And that's part of why I'm doing. When I'm doing my lectures, you could tune in on the website. I'm gonna be doing spiritual lectures.
People need that. People need that.
Yeah. So listen, man, it's been another great episode. We're gonna talk on that further And I want to leave you guys with, listen, if I can just be a little better than I was yesterday, if I could take today to be a better person today, then that better person will have a better impact on my family.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's a better family.
Mm-hmm.
That family will have a better impact on the community.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the community better. The community will have a better impact on the country.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the country better. The country will have a better impact on the world.
Mm-hmm.
So from me being a better person, I can now make the world a better place. Because it's that stone
Right.
that gets thrown into the lake and it ripples.
Mm-hmm.
And you never totally see the effects of how you help other people, but just trust that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for tuning with Conversations with Malik, and I'm gonna let you go with one of my favorite skits. It's from Lean on Me. It's with Joe Clark and my man Benson arguing. Peace and blessings, y'all. I love you, and this is a powerful scene. Peace.
Peace.
You see this yet? You know, all of your shit comes down on my head.
Oh, Frank, look,
No,
this
you
is...
let me talk. It's like you're a big bird with radar, and I'm tired of getting hit.
Is this my fault?
This is nothing. I've got union lawyers threatening me, and there's talk of a walkout.
Well, let them. They're not teaching anything down there anyway.
Then it's your job to do
Not
something
one
about
of them
it.
has a personal stake in that school, Frank. Not one.
The fire chief was just here. He says it's illegal to bar those doors. Mrs. Barrett is organizing a parents group to try to get you removed, since you insulted them at that meeting the other night when you suggested that they get off welfare.
Oh, I didn't mean
Because the
that.
fact is, quite a few of them need it.
Look, I wasn't talking to all of them, Frank. Now, look, you came and recruited me, man. You disappoint me, brother. You disappoint me.
The disappointment here is you.
Me?
Yes.
Look, you know who I am. You know me 30 years. You knew what I would do. You know how I
Nigga, can
operate.
you keep quiet? The fact is, you're screwing up. You're alienating everybody. Look at you. You have no life. Your wife left you. I ought to walk out on you myself.
Go ahead. Bail hell on out.
But I said I would back you up.
That's what you said, Frank. That's what you said.
Brother, I will go through the fire with you. But you are not taking care of business. This shit you're pulling now, you're just going plain loco. Now, you suspend Darnell. What the hell was that?
Darnell is symptomatic of the disciplinary problem
He is
that
a
we're having in
good,
this entire
strong,
system.
young black teacher. So he dumped that desk right on top of your head. Well, right on. Good for him. You will reinstate that man, you hear? And then you fire Mrs. Elliott. Why? Because she didn't want to kiss your ass. Well, I wouldn't either. How about that?
Mrs. Elliott has an ego.
Yeah, well, you lost the best teacher we had. We couldn't get her back now if we wanted to.
I don't have time for Mrs. Elliott's
Well,
problem.
you better make time.
We are being crucified by a process that is turning blacks into a permanent underclass here, Frank. A permanent underclass. No, see, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody. Mrs. Elliott's missionary zeal about Mozart has nothing to do with our problem. Nothing. What good is Mozart going to do a bunch of children who can't go out and get a job?
Joe, your personal battles are going to cost us the war. Worry about the test scores.
What the hell you think I'm worried about, Frank?
End of discussion. Debate is over. You will write a formal apology.
I will what?
A formal apology for your treatment of Mrs. Elliott and Darnell and for your vicious and thoughtless insult to the women of this community. You will kowtow. You will step and fetch.
Frank, if you think you can
Get
make me...
used to it. It's the way of the world. If you're so hot on discipline, then goddamn it, start by accepting mine. Because contrary to popular opinion, I'm the head nigger in charge. Come on, let's get something to eat.
You really think you bad, don't you?